Hey everybody, hey, XLT Podcast. I'm here with Kirk Ramsden, the
Good
bull.
evening.
the
Good
young-
afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are in the world.
Yes. Whenever you're playing this, wherever you are, it's not live.
Is it not?
No.
All right,
it's a
sorry.
recording.
Hello? Better, right?
There you go. So, we're here. Yeah, that should be alright. We're here at Turtle Lake.
Turtle Lake.
Yeah. I'm here with Kirk Ramsden. He's from Yorkshire.
That's it, Yorkshire. I'm a shire of the York. Yeah, definitely West Yorkshire, born and raised. Small town called Brighouse.
Ooh, that sounds rough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Very, quite definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice place, a lot of walking, but you know, a lot of plastic gangsters out there.
Nice. So yeah, Yorkshire, Brighouse.
You can say Shire, it's good. I think that's actually probably the correct pronunciation.
Right.
Yorkshire. But I don't know, from growing up, it just turns into Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do that there. So Yorkshire is northern England. It's a county, and Brighouse.
Yeah, Brighouse is the town, so
Right.
West Yorkshire
Okay.
is the county.
Okay.
County of West Yorkshire.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about it.
Brighouse is a beautiful place. It's got lots to do there. Big fields with sheep. And that's about it, really. That's why I moved. It's great. It's, kind of everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
Because it's low population.
Yeah.
So, you go to school with people, you grow up with people, but, it's kind of the day-to-day becomes the rat race. It's quite the norm.
Right.
But, I always had dreams of, just doing something else, really.
Right.
I were destined to travel, because I always remember being like really young and saying to my mum and dad, gonna go play in back garden, and then I wanted to play in front garden, and I wanted to play on the street, and I wanted to go to park, and then as you get older you start going to different towns and cities, and then just wanted to fly away somewhere, just search around, see what were happening.
Yep. That's natural progression. So let's talk more about Yorkshire before we get into where you flew away to. How's the people there?
The people of Yorkshire
Yeah.
are fine and dandy. Well, I think it's kind of, people are different wherever you go. We can't say that a certain race is a set of dickheads, but people in Yorkshire be quite close. Nah, I'm only messing. Quite. If the weather's good,
Right.
which is a rare occasion,
Right.
everyone's in a good mood, and bubbly people. But I think overall, you do have that kind of small town syndrome.
Right.
You're gonna kind of grow up, leave school, get married,
Yep.
get a job.
Yep.
So it was kind of, I don't know if it was for me, in late 20s and panicking a little bit. It's that number, right? You think you have to have everything sorted by the time you're 30,
Yeah.
and it's just, it's absolute. Can we swear?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. It is. It's like San Francisco. No one can afford a home there, but it's like you're happy to be renting in the city, but you want a home in California, you got to move out of your hometown, basically.
Yeah. I think, obviously, the further north you go, the more cheaper things get.
Right.
Like down south, it's insanely expensive.
Yeah.
I think you're probably looking at $2,500 for maybe a I wouldn't even say a one bedroom. It's probably everything's in one. You've got your kitchen, a place where you can sleep.
Right.
You know, it's like not big at all. The inflation's like more than trebled. It's just gone. I could see that though. I mean, I'm not really, you know, I dabble in politics. I'm not like, but I could kind of like growing up and like leaving school and finding work. I could kind of see that it wasn't, not really that I wanted to look for the easy route, but it's kind of, it wasn't. There was just so much going on. Oh, we're in a recession. Oh, blah blah blah. Oh, why are we in a recession? Oh, well, it's because of them immigrants, which is absolute. It's a pile of bull. They want you to believe that.
Right.
So you blame someone else, and they're just like, hey, probably robbing you blind.
Yep.
Oh yeah, blame them. No, we're the good guys. What? No, you're not.
Divide and conquer, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I like Vietnam, because I don't even know who's the president, what's going on. I'm like, cool. One less thing to worry about, you know?
Yeah, I think it comes down to like, have you ever voted before?
Yeah, once.
Yeah, me too. Maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
We use pencil as well. When they obviously you got the sheet and they give me a pencil, like, what, we do it with pencil?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, you can erase that. We're like, yes. It's like, it's a bit dodgy. Yeah. Will this vote count?
Pencil in your vote. Don't worry about it after that.
I want a black marker.
Yeah, I think.
I know it's true.
For me, I think all that shit is predetermined before they even have an election, man. For me.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of got, you know, that it's basically like puppets.
Yeah.
And I don't think politics has worked for a long time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they can't take politics away. If they took politics away, everyone would lose their mind because it's meant to be there. So now I think we've been kind of just left with this kind of like shell, which now in this era has moved to like social media and things like that. Even quite a while ago, I thought of it kind of like a pantomime. You know, he's behind you. And it's like that. And especially I thought like how Trump got into power. That was so orchestrated by social media, right?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we're talking about American politics now, but I think that was kind of the first time I actually thought, wow, he actually got in power through pretty smart move, you know, new age era and things like that. But then, you know, you think, oh, he's like a business tycoon, and he got president of one of the strongest countries in the world. Yeah. And I thought, so these actions, what happen around the kind of, you know, you look at politics like, is it real?
It's not.
Someone's orchestrating it in the behind. Oh yeah, we'll let you vote. Hey, you know. Or it could go on a Brexit. I mean, that were you know, that were basically a political scheme. It was said like actually as a joke. You know, like, oh, we could leave the European Union, and everyone's like, hurrah! And they're like, oh, well, yes, we can put it to the vote, can't we? Thinking, oh, no one will ask to leave, and it was so close, the margin. You know, I think they actually had a revote, which is weird. It's like you vote, so we stay, and then like, oh, actually, we're going to vote again. It's like, so what happened to the last vote? Oh, that doesn't count now. So we're just going to vote until we leave. So I mean, is that how it works here? And then the margin was so close, and then we left. And I think that's going to affect. It's like throwing a stone in water. You know, it hits, and then you have the ripples. So leaving Europe, and then having the pandemic hit. So it's just all going to go bad, man. But I believe in Britain. That there's that old saying of, you know, pull up your socks, or, you know, like dig in deep. And English people are good at that. But why does it have to be like that? You know what I mean? It's the people. you know, the general population, for the people, you know, they'll suffer from it.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, it's crazy how the richest countries in the world always have like problems. Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know why. You got all the smartest people, but the smartest people don't care about the small people. They're trying to rip them off.
well, it was meant to be a system that shared wealth,
Right.
which, as time went on, it's not worked. But I know I can understand it, but how do you change the system? This is a full system that you work in. You know, is someone going to sit there and be like, oh, actually, let's do it this way, or let's do it that way? So then you just left to just carry on going. I mean, like, America's probably the same. You go to major cities, man, there's loads of homeless people. When you go to London, man, there's like people just sat in doorways, and you know, and you don't get much. Like, I can remember, you know, if you're in a city and you need to use the toilet, oh, can I use your toilet? You have to buy something first.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I just need to use your toilet.
Yeah.
And like here, you know, honestly, man, like if you were homeless, the best place to be.
Yeah.
I know you probably go to one place, oh, can I have some rice, chicken? They might say no. The second place, they'll probably say yes, or the third.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, man, have some chicken, have some fish, have some rice.
Yeah.
And I like it here because, like, the money is in circulation. It's still quite local.
Right.
You know, people just sell whatever out of the living room.
Yep.
But you can see that the money's in circulation. So, I mean, they have their hierarchy. You know, people who are balling, you know, doing their businesses and buying cars, whatever. But for the, you know, the standard of life, it's more the money's in circulation.
Yep.
So, you know, it's for the people.
Yep.
And it's nice. It's great to see it here because you kind of see the advanced level,
Yep.
and you still see kind of like, I'd say it'd be like England maybe in like the 40s or 50s. You know, back. You know, it's totally different now.
Yeah. It's like U.S. in the 80s. Wait, before we leave Yorkshire, I got a quote for you. If we consider, okay, this is Mrs. A. Foster, quoted in 1886.
Mrs. A. Foster.
Yeah.
Sounds like an old English teacher or something of mine.
Probably. If we consider that the mill operatives who originated the breed, Yorkshire Terrier, were nearly all ignorant men, accustomed to imparting information for public use, unaccustomed to imparting information for public use, we may see some reason why reliable facts have not been easily attained.
And this is about a Yorkshire Terrier?
Yes.
Animals?
Yes.
Okay.
But she's also quoting, there's some ignorant men that don't want to give information to the public.
All right.
Yeah.
Politicians?
So, yeah, no, the breeders of the Yorkshire Terrier.
Oh, they want to keep it. They want
Yeah.
to keep that bloodline clean, don't
Yeah.
they, with the Yorkshire Terrier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like dog breeding, I think like anywhere. But one of my good friends, his auntie, she used to breed Staffordshire Bull Terriers.
Nice.
So yeah, they're from, well,
Ooh, those are nice dogs.
yeah, well, I mean there's the pit bull,
Right.
and actually the Staffordshire Bull Terrier gets mixed up with the pit bull. They're
Right.
actually similar,
Right.
but very different when you look at them.
Yeah.
But Staffordshire Bull Terriers,
They're taller, they're bigger, right?
but yeah, they've got a bit more of a rounder head.
Okay.
And still, man, I mean, you can get like the short, stocky ones,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you can get kind of like, you know, the bigger
Right.
breed. But man, I used to go and look after them dogs and walk them and things like that. But they have a bad rep, they have a bad reputation because
Staffordshire Terrier, yeah.
people steal them or people
Yeah.
breed them for, you know, fighting dogs. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, if you don't, you've got to train it. It's a very, can be an aggressive dog.
Oh
so-
yeah. They're illegal in some cities, like you can't have it unless it's neutered,
What?
registered, all that shit. Yeah.
The pit bull is actually illegal in England.
Mm-hmm.
People still have it, but
Right.
you know, if you get caught,
Right.
they'll look at taking it away from you.
Yeah.
But I can remember walking. You know, I used to walk like 3-4 Staffordshire Bull Terriers at a time, and you know, they're like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
big, and people used to be like, "Oh my god, what do you do?" You know, it's like these are well-trained dogs.
Yeah.
You know, like saying it's a bad and blah blah blah. This dog's probably a better person than you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a great dog, man.
Yeah.
But you know, they're one of them types of breeds. You know, they'll go from like 0 to like 60. They'll be like pleasant. Someone breaks into your house, 60.
Yeah, shred you.
Yeah.
Shred you. Or if my friend had one and who was a stoner, the dog was a stoner, and someone like broke into his shop and the dog was just like sitting on the couch like, huh? Who's there?
Yeah.
So every dog's different, you know. If you breed it
Yeah.
like to fight, it's gonna fight. If you make it a stoner, it's gonna be a stoner.
Yeah,
You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think as well, like you say, I can remember we used to go to this lad's house, this friend kind of person in Brighouse to smoke weed. But he actually once gave his dog like a block of ash.
Yeah.
He ate it.
Yeah.
He threw it at it just to see, and he just ate it all.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Mate, he didn't move for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like this.
Yeah.
We were all like, when we came back, we're like, you sure your dog's all right? It's like, I think it's fine. It's like
Just
just chilling, man.
sleeping it off.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Nice. Alright, so you dodged the Yorkshire Terrier comment. Okay, good for you.
Little yappies.
What's the who are the famous people from Yorkshire County, or what do you call that, a municipality?
Yorkshire.
Is it county? What do you call them over there?
You can say county.
Okay, Yorkshire. Who's the famous people from there?
Famous people from Yorkshire. Try to pick some names out now. There's actually a few. I could describe them. Do you know the guy in X-Men? And he's in the wheelchair. He's also in Star Trek as well.
Oh yeah, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, he's from
Oh,
Huddersfield.
love him. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
from Huddersfield.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huddersfield. Oh, I had that written down.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite close. Like most of my dad's side family, they're
Okay.
from Huddersfield.
Okay.
So my granddad moved to Brighouse.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know who else. They were good with names, but I know faces. But there's a few from up north. Have you ever seen 28 Days Later?
Yeah.
Have you seen 28 Weeks Later?
Yeah.
Okay, so the main guy in that,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now,
Okay.
but he, you ever seen Full Monty?
I think so.
Where they, like, well, the strippers,
Right,
they
right.
become strippers like working class men.
Right.
And you think, oh, let's take his clothes off and get some money.
Yeah.
You know, in like an old boozer.
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name.
Yeah.
He's in, what is it, Train Spotting as well.
Okay.
He's Big Bay. Is it Big Bay? He's got like a little tash.
Right.
He's the crazy guy.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he's from the north as well.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
All right. So yeah, Yorkshire.
And Kirk Ramsden as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's-
probably the most famous.
Yeah. Got like boards up in Brighouse. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know this man? Of course they do. Everyone knows him.
It's a national monument. It's an old house.
Getting worshipped in Yorkshire.
Mhm.
People wearing sheep wool.
With your face. Sheep wool sweaters. Nice. Okay. So why'd you move to Vietnam?
It's an interesting question, this. I get asked quite often, and I always think I've actually changed my answer through the year to make it more like I actually thought about it.
Yeah.
But like, to me, I mean, I was living in Thailand at the time,
Yeah.
and I felt like I wanted to move on, and I don't know, I think I looked at like Cambodia, and then I was looking at Vietnam. I probably watched about 2 or 3 YouTube videos
Right.
of you know, what it was like to live there, etc. And then I was looking at how cheap it was. That attracted me.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
saw that, and you know, it was quite easy to pick up work teaching. And I thought, Vietnam it is.
Yeah.
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 So we're kind of. I mean, when I first came here, it was difficult. I didn't really think it through.
Yeah.
If I could go back, it's funny though, because I think if I went back and I could do it all again, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, good place to end up, man. And so you came alone.
I did. That's where I got with like an agency, and they said, "Oh, we've got work for you here. So if you come over, and we've got a place for you to stay, etc., etc."
Okay.
So I got here.
Which agency is that?
I don't know what it was, like CIM or something like that. You know, I didn't really put any. I didn't search about the company or anything like that. I didn't really know what went on there. You know, but like I got to like District 1, traffic was insane.
Yeah.
And then I got to it was a hostel that booked me in at.
Right.
And I said, I'm staying here. Like, oh, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, we don't have anyone staying here by that name. I'm like, God. Like, so I'm ringing this woman. I'm like, I'm not booked here. And then I had to, like, I was just walking around D1 with all my bags. I had my laptop and stuff like that. And I didn't know Vietnam then. You know, I knew. Now I know it's very safe.
Yeah.
Safe-ish.
Yeah.
As long as you're not being silly.
Yeah.
But I'm like panicking. I've got almost everything with me on my back.
Right.
My whole life.
Right.
So that's how I travel.
Yeah.
Right. I've got to move everything with me. I ended up staying at this. I found this like just a hotel, slept there, it was great, woke up in the morning. Then I went back to the hostel and it was a pile of shit. There's like fucking holes in the roof. The window wouldn't close and the aircon was like just -3, -10, you know, just blowing on you. You'd be like, right, I'm cold, turn it off, then you're hot. Mosquitoes coming in through window. Right. And then I've got to get up, I'm trying to iron my shirt in a hostel because I'm teaching. I'm like, God, is this what it's like here? And then this agency, they were like, they wanted to send me off to the countryside. I don't even know what this place was called. I googled it and it showed a man fishing. I was like, I don't want to go there. And
the only picture ever taken of this county.
And they were like, and I was like, I'm not going there. And they were like, oh, you have to. I was like, what? So you can't make me. They're like, well, we've got all your documents. I was like, whoa. Stuff's getting serious now.
Yeah.
My passport and all that. So, but you know, broke away from that. But actually, with that agency, I actually found a place in Phun Yung, which were a shared house. You have your own bathroom, you have your own like living quarters, and you share a kitchen.
Right.
And that's where I've been ever since. I've always stayed in Phun Yung.
Wow. Nice.
So even though it were like quite a torrid time, you know, something good came out of it, which is true. Like, you know, dark times always pass, so you might as well. Well, I mean, if you might as well laugh or cry through it. I mean, you can do both if you want. You know, it's gonna pass. So you just gotta deal with it. But glad I stuck it out. I was ready to ring my parents, like, I've made a mistake. I've got to have to come home. Like, even like in Thailand, I had moments like that. I was like really more short with money in Thailand, especially Phuket, because the cost of living is like very, very high. So, you know, there were some times where I was like basically at a public phone, just like, I'm gonna have to ring home, you know, and I just never did it. Just like lasted it out. And I think if I ever went back home at that point, I don't think I'd have come back. Most people don't really, do they? Right? They go back. They say, oh, you know, maybe next 6 months, etc., etc.
It's like you either got it in you or you don't. Like you got that make it happen. Like I don't want to go home. Like, oh fuck, anything but go home. I'll eat fucking cup of noodles for 2 months instead of going home. You know, some people they have that.
That's it. Like I really didn't want to go back. And I speak to people. I got friends with people in Vietnam, and they were saying, they were like, oh, it's not for me, I'm gonna go back home. And then I look at pictures, they've got like a mansion, they've got the pool and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I wouldn't be going back to that, so no wonder I don't want to go back, right? It's okay for some. You're like out in LA, you've got like a pool, you know, you're loving life. I'm like, okay, I understand why you'd like to go back, but yeah, for me, I didn't want to go back. No offense to like the people there or family or anything like that. I just it would just, I had to do it.
Yep.
And something just keep, I mean, it's a lot easier now, but something just kept me going. Like you say, I'd just plan all, like, if I was short on money, I'd just plan, all right, I'll this money for eating, this money for that, blah, blah, blah. Get some fried chicken and rice, and then hopefully I'll be able to, I've even skipped dinner, you know, I'm starving here. You know. The weird thing is, like, it's more in Thailand where I struggled with it, in Phuket, because I mean, I was living in this place and it was horrendous. I had like a mattress on the floor, and it used to rain and the water used to come in.
Wow.
Yeah, it smelled damp. Yeah, it was bad, man. And work was short. I was short with work. I was just getting bits of work here and there. But at the night time, I got friends with like the local, you know, Thai guys, and they'd go out into the street. They'd, you know, get the music out, singing with this around the fire. We'd be sharing his rice and meat, smoking some J's, drinking some whiskey, and I'd just look up and think, wow, this is actually a really tough time, but it's actually great. And it kind of like, weird word to use, cleansed me in a way, because I was so used to everything so easy. Well, not always easy, but it kind of materialistic. I can remember when I was working and I wanted a TV. I got a TV. I wanted a sound system. I got a sound system. Computer. I wanted this. And then I sat in my room and I'm like, is that it?
Yeah.
Because you kind of go down that. As soon as you've got something, and then you want something else, then you're always chasing the next thing, and it's a terrible way to live, really.
Yes.
I want these trainers. I want this. I want that.
Yes.
It's just like, it's consumerism, right? We're programmed to be like that. More because, especially with the adverts, it's like buy, and then you're like buy, must buy.
Yeah. That's another reason living out here is cool. You can put everything in 2 suitcases and then just try not to buy anything. Like, you live in a house that already has a bed or TV or whatever. That's cool. It's raining.
Monsoon season.
Hope you could hear us. Well, yep, good. That's why I like my show, because it's real. Oh, there's a hurricane in Hanoi right now, but it is monsoon season too. Yep. All right. Great. Raining. Hopefully.
Yeah, we've got some company. We've got some audience members
the
here.
Homies.
Hopefully, you can still hear us with the monsoon season in full effect.
Yep.
Still
awesome.
beautiful.
That's what it's all about, baby.
When it rains, it rains here. I thought I knew rain living in the north.
Yeah.
But this, you spend like seconds in this and you're just drenched.
Yep.
It's like basically like you've been swimming.
I think it rains more in one day here than 1 year in California.
Right, pretty dry there, right?
Before I came here, it didn't rain for, I think, 8 years.
Here?
In California.
8 years?
Yeah.
It's insane. What do you do for water?
You pump it in from the Rockies.
Okay.
Colorado.
See, that's one thing. The weird thing is that they always say this in England where there's like water shortages. It's like there's reservoirs everywhere, you know. It's like, how can there be a water? What are you doing with the water?
Yeah.
Who's drinking it all? Yeah.
They don't have that here. Look, my water bill here is like $10, bro. $10 freaking dollars. No matter how long I leave my tap on when I'm brushing my teeth or how many times I do the laundry, it doesn't affect it. It's always 200,000, which is like $9.
We'd have like 2 weeks of sunshine, and then there'd be a hosepipe ban. All the water's gone. Where is it gone?
I said do it in California too. They said don't water your flowers, take less showers. Like if you don't really need to take a shower, don't take it. They told it, like literally, do not take shower, don't water your flowers, let your flowers die. Let your lawn die.
Don't be happy. Why are you happy?
That's why right when I came here, it was a really bad drought.
These things are like just like essentials to living, right? And it's like, don't do this, don't do that. I mean, big in England with like gas bills,
Right.
or like electricity,
Right.
trebled.
Yeah.
Didn't double.
Yeah.
Didn't go up by, you're talking it trebled in price.
Yeah.
Went from like 100 to like over 300, 400 pounds.
That's
So-
crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
So like the winter just gone. It's summer now.
Yeah.
We've had quite a nice summer for
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
But speaking to like, I rang one of my friends, one of my good friends, and he sat in his living room, and it looked quite dark, and he's got his hood up, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna switch the heating on until later because it's expensive." It's like, wow,
Yeah.
you can't heat your own house.
Exactly.
It's like just a fundamental
Yeah.
must.
Or to turn it off, bro. If you don't pay the bill, they physically come to your house and turn it off. We used to live in this house, a bunch of us, and they turned off our water, right? Because whoever we're giving the money to pay the rent or the water bill, he was fucking taking it or some shit. I don't know what happened with the rent. Maybe it was me. I don't know. The water didn't get paid.
Really?
And they came and they go under the concrete in front of your house. They lift that little, the little thing,
Okay.
manhole cover, and they turn off your water, right?
Right. Yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
big tap, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But then when they leave, you just open it back up and turn it back on,
Might as well.
and then do that a few times. And then they put a lock on
Well, I know a lot of people. I won't mention any names, but I know a lot of people back in my hometown who used to grow weed.
there. Yeah.
But
yeah.
they'd have to rig their electricity because obviously if you've got your lamps on all day,
Yep.
your electricity is going to be insanely high.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
used to rig it, maybe like to different houses and so, or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
find a way.
Yeah.
But that's more of a crime
Yeah.
than actually growing
Yeah,
it. You get
yeah.
into more trouble
Yeah.
with that than actually the plants itself.
Yep.
So just take your plants away, probably give you a slap on wrist,
Yeah.
depending on how much you've got.
Yeah.
If you can say, oh, this is for personal use, if they know, see, you've got to be careful. You don't want to be like, if you get caught with like scales and bags
Yeah.
and you've got like
Yeah.
loads of plants downstairs, you're going to be like, oh, so you were going to sell this? Or you're like,
Yeah.
oh no, I've got a bad back, so it's personal use. That's all.
Yeah.
You can kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
Strange is that plant,
Yeah.
cannabis plant, that there's still. I don't think England will ever come round to that. They're way behind
Yeah.
everything.
Plants illegal, dogs illegal, people illegal. What the hell, man?
Well, they say it's like the country of freedom, but
Right.
I think in England, Britain, whatever, you're nannified.
Yeah.
Don't do that, stop that.
Yeah.
You can't go behind this line.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
you can't make your own. If you go behind that line and something happens, I mean, it's your own mistake. But then again, if you go behind that line, something happens, they let you, then you can sue them, and it's all confusing. I can remember being in Thailand,
Yeah.
and I were around Krabi Island,
Yeah.
and we went to it was like a jungle walk,
Yeah.
and man, I was young and I didn't really wear the right clothes. I had like flip flops on, shorts, a vest.
Yeah.
I should have been wearing like proper shoes, but and it was raining, so the mud was like really slippy.
Yeah.
And I can remember like coming to the end of it, and I was like walking forward at the view, and I realised that it was just a drop.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, slipped
Yeah.
a little bit, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because my mentality, everyone, if you go on something like that, there's
Yeah.
people telling you what you should and you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their motto is, well, if you fall off, then it's your own fault.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, you gotta really. I think it happens though. Tourists getting injured, and
Yeah.
this we're kind of like structured to be safer.
Yeah.
And then when this is the real world, now they're
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
So I can understand why things happen to tourists, and then they might get like people say to me when I said, oh, you're going to go to Thailand, be careful, it's dangerous there.
Yeah.
Wow, like I felt more safe in Asia
Yeah.
than I have in England by a long shot.
Yeah. Me
You
too.
know?
Me too.
Man, like people who work so I did a lot of construction work when I was younger,
Yeah.
and honestly, few times. This happened on a regular day. All your tools would be in van. You'd go knock on door. Oh, come to look at your job. So you're looking round, and you go out, no tools.
Yeah.
This one time, the cheeky bastards cut out a square in the van, like that, power tools, blah blah blah. Just went out, looked at the van. There's just this massive. Looked in, gone.
Oh God.
I mean, you can claim on your insurance, but it takes a long time. And then you've got no tools. You can't even work. I think things like that as well. It's a real gut punch.
Yeah.
It really hits you. Like it's like, whoa, I'm trying to do an honest day's work here. Someone's just come along and fucking some crackhead. Wiped me of all my tools, man. Fuck England.
Yeah, fuck England. Yeah, I know. It's much. San Francisco has the same thing, bro. You go inside for 5 minutes, your car is fucking smashed.
Yeah, they'll just jack your shit, and it's so like blatant now. It just gets worse. People will be doing it in broad daylight and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, these guys are there.
I don't know.
I'm just going to shout into my phone.
That's how you do it.
Sorry guys, we're having some audio problems. We've got some guys that are in the distance.
Good segue. Let's see. Alright. So, you do comedy.
I try.
How's that working out?
Solid. I enjoy it.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it for?
3, maybe 4 years.
Okay.
Could bet, man. I don't even know how long I've lived here. Is it 7, 8?
Yeah.
Time just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say 3 to 4 years. Something like that.
Nice. And you host the Hotbox. So Hotbox is an open mic in Japantown. He's the host. It's my favorite. We go there, rooftop. You can smoke, drink. Very open air, free to do whatever. Stuff like that.
Hostess with the mostess.
Yeah. And so how did you start in comedy? What was the catalyst?
It was in Saigon where I decided to. I just saw a workshop. And I thought, the weird thing is, like, if I did this, I'd never do this in England.
Right.
I wouldn't see a workshop and think, oh yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
I think it was the first year I lived in Saigon, so I didn't know that many people.
Yeah.
So obviously I wanted to go out there and greet people, but as soon as I came to Vietnam, and I used to chill a lot in District 1, and just watch the people go by, have a beer, chilling. But it always felt like there were like a vibe. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah.
There were like a vibe here. There was definitely something going on. They were lively. I thought, man, I want a piece of this. And then, fast track, saw the workshop, something like, you got so many lessons, and then at the end you performed. So I did that, and
cool. Who was teaching the workshop?
It was a man called Ben Betterby,
Okay.
and that was Comedy Saigon.
Yeah.
So it's not around now anymore, but like Gabe was in with that.
Okay.
And Wheeler when he was younger and stuff like that.
Right.
So a few people came from that pod.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like scattered now.
Yeah.
And then it's like different things, but man, it were kind of an introduction really, and just to get yourself up there, all right, get up there, throw you on the mic.
Yeah. And
even after that, we used to do a lot, just get one comedian on the mic, just ask them questions. Where are you from?
Yeah.
Are you married? Etc. Just generate material on a mic, which were good, like peer pressure.
Yeah.
There's people there as well. So, that's why I always like open mics, and I treat open mics like that.
Yep.
I don't think you have to be fully ready, polished and everything. You can work stuff out on the mic. It's the best time.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way. How else do you practice? That's the thing about comedy, right?
Yeah.
You have to do it in front of an audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then from there, I was hooked, man. Joker's cook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just started just doing shows and open mics, just like the same we do now, really.
Yep. Yep.
Just carried on, sticking with it,
Yep.
bombing,
Yeah.
doing well,
Yeah.
bombing, nearly crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going home like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't do well. You know, it's gut wrenching. It really hammers you. I think it's good for your ego.
Yeah.
Because you go up there and you become naked in a way, and it's kind of like you can get hammered down. But I always think I learn more from my failures than I do when I do well. I mean, when I do well, it's great because it's fantastic. Everyone's coming up to you and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be famous soon.
Yeah.
But when I fail, I learn more. So I'm like, all right, I did that. I should have done this. Or I should, you kind of mix it around and you learn from it. I think sometimes when you bomb on stage, people, you walk over and people are like, I'm just gonna go. They don't. They like avoid you.
Yeah,
Don't they?
yeah,
You're like, you want to ask him, like, oh, how did you do?
Yeah.
Really well.
Yeah.
Good. I'm just gonna go over there. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
Stood there on your own.
It is, cause it's like, it's kind of like a pitcher in baseball that just gave up the home run. Like no one wants to high five him, no one wants to like sit next to him. It's a lonely walk back to the bench, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck, thinking about, oh damn, I fucked that up. But I love the up and down of it. It makes you feel something, feelings you never like felt before. Like okay, how can I whip this crowd into laughter, and then like also not be like a hack and fucking just tell shitty jokes just for telling them, like to get my mood, my feeling, everything. You gotta like walk in there and come in there naked. You're like, okay, shit, I'm about to say some shit. And then at the end, it's like, ooh. So it's like a roller coaster of weird emotions that you don't feel on like a normal day. Like just,
man, it's living.
Yeah.
You get that. It's just pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And like you say, you're writing, you're editing, you're doing material, you're practicing, and these skills can go into your lifestyle on a regular basis. And it's just like anything, like training if you're a footballer, or training if you're like an athlete or a singer or whatever. And it is because, like you say that, and I see it as kind of like you become better, but then you kind of like plateau. Yeah. And that time with the plateau is where you might think, I'll be hacky, or and you're trying to grab them laughs, and it looks like you're bad and you're not doing any better. But then you break free, you break through, you go up again, plateau, up. So it's kind of that's how I like to see it. Yeah. In a way.
Nice.
But them plateaus are bad times. People might quit. Might steal material, like do some hacky shit about pooping or something like that. I don't do anything like that.
Never.
I've never joked about poops.
No. Every joke of his is about poops.
I just basically go up there and shit on the stage.
I've seen it. It's horrible. Really bad. So, okay. Who's your top 3 comedians? Favorite besides yourself?
Our number 1? Yeah. I would say it's interesting. From third to first, basically. I would say a person who I never really had time for when I didn't do comedy. But when I started doing comedy, I've got all the time in the world, which is very strange. Ricky Gervais.
Nice.
Definitely.
Nice.
Ricky Gervais. But I don't know what it was, because the weird thing is, like, now I'm doing comedy, I'm learning comedy, I kind of see what he's doing, and I respect it more than I did if I was looking at it as a audience member or as a fan.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, probably put him in there definitely at number 3.
Okay.
Number 2, interesting one. I think I will say it actually, it's an American comedian. I forgot his name because I'm terrible with names. I think it's called Mark
Norman?
Norman.
Okay.
He's in there, and I like him because he's the total opposite to how I am on stage.
Yeah.
And these are more from what helped me with comedy, not from like being a fan or something like that. But he's good, man.
Yeah.
I like it, and he's very sharp. It's all like, you know, very structured writing, delivery. It's on point, and his materials quite challenging as well. He's kind of pushing them boundaries.
It's towing that line, right? Yeah.
But he's always he says it and then he brings them back round. And it's like, wow. I mean, he jokes about race, sexuality, gender, you know, and he does it so well, especially for this era. I mean, I'm not one of them comedians who, like, you know, I mean, I'm writing it so I can say whatever I want on stage. Yeah. Because I don't think that's a good way to go. Yeah. But I do think that you can joke about anything, but you've got to do it in the right way. Yep. You can't just go on stage and say loads of negative things and expect everyone to laugh. And then you're up there, you've said all this negative stuff, and like everyone's like, you just sucked the life out of the room. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Next. But I think my ultimate for number 1 would have to be Lee Evans.
Okay.
Because the guy's a genius.
Yeah.
He's so physical.
Yeah.
If I could be anywhere close to how physical he is on stage, then wow, what I'd be doing. I don't know what to say about him. It's just that if he came to Vietnam, and you could open for him, I'd be sucking some dick. Yeah. You know, to get on that show, most definitely.
Mine.
From the behind. Yeah, man.
Lee Evans, come on out, baby.
Yeah, if you're listening, Lee, massive fan. Come out to Vietnam. Hey, maybe we can host you. Yeah. Get you some show time. Yeah. Not sure what do you think his price would be? I bet it'd be up there, right?
Let's do it for the experience.
Yeah, experience.
Right.
Get you a couple of craft lagers. Yeah, something like that. Place to stay. You know, we've got.
Take them down to Japantown for a night.
That's it. That's it. Yeah,
that's a major selling point for out-of-town comedians.
Nice. Didn't really think about that. But yeah, it's entertaining.
Make like a welcome video. This is what I will. You gotta, come to Vietnam. See this? It's waiting for you. Come to Vietnam.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Could do that. Yeah. Could take your what is it? Little helicopter. Yeah. What they called? Yeah. What they call them little gadgets?
They don't let you film in Japantown.
Oh, did they not?
I've tried it. No. They're having a little shift change at 10 p.m. It's like a parade, right? Like all the white dresses come in and the yellow dresses. It's like a shift change. I was like, this is insane. Like my first time going there, right? And I was like, this is crazy. They're like, no film. Made me delete the footage. Very.
It's more like hush hush here.
Right.
Like Thailand, it's like in your face.
Right.
But like here,
it's on the tourist bureau website in Thailand.
Yeah, that's like basically a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
But it's interesting here.
Yeah.
A bit more hush hush, maybe. Yeah. Have a little talk to this man, that man, and I'm sure you can find whatever you want to find. I mean, not from experience or anything, just what people have told me. Yeah. Because obviously.
Yes. My friend, asking for a friend, that friend of ours. Good. Okay. So where do you uh, football? You like football?
I'm glad you called it football and not soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, big football fan. That's like what I miss about England actually, because there's a few things I miss. Obviously, family and friends. Not leaving you out or anything. They'll all be watching.
Football.
Yeah.
And family and friends.
Yeah. You came second. That's a good thing. But yeah, I think it's kind of like that. Just going to a football match.
Yeah.
Family oriented. It's a day out, you know, and
yeah.
putting on a bet. You know, making a bet on a football match and going out. And I mean, every time when I go back to England, I always try to get tickets for the mighty Whites.
Yeah.
Super Leeds.
Leeds. Okay. Mighty Whites. Okay. Good. That's a good thing. Football. So we're coming down the home stretch here.
Home run.
I hope you can hear us, because this is how I like to do it. Like real shit in the background.
Raw.
Businessmen in the foreground yelling, rain in the background, buses, motorbikes, heavy rain.
Yeah, man.
So this is not AI, baby. We're fighting AI. Every time we do a show that just you could barely hear us, and it's like all this background noise and shit, we're fighting against AI.
Yeah, we're real people.
Yes.
I promise you.
Yes.
I'm a real person. It's me.
Yeah.
Kirk.
Yeah, it's Kirk.
Yeah.
It's not AI.
They know.
So what other places have you traveled that you like?
Yeah, I mean Thailand. I managed to see all of Thailand.
Right.
I actually, I think it was like 3 years ago, I visited the last part in Chiang Mai.
Okay.
I had a friend there, so I went to visit him. Old school friend, really. Known him, probably first met when we were like 10 years old.
Yep.
And I got to see him in Chiang Mai, and so I saw Phuket, Chiang Mai, Bangkok. You know, I've been like deep south as well,
Yep.
which is really interesting. I went really far deep south, where actually you're not allowed to go there. They warn you not to go there as tourists.
Yeah.
Because they've got some kind of like, I think we can talk about it here. It's about Thailand and Vietnam.
Yeah.
But when you're in Thailand, you're like, oh, don't talk about that. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like terrorism, really.
Right.
The Muslims want to be separated from the Buddhists.
Right.
So, but they're not really, they're not funded.
Right.
Probably not. They're not funded by a Western government. What?
Until they kidnap you,
Yeah.
then they're funded.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, it felt pretty safe to me.
You're the funding right
Yeah.
there, walking down the street. Hey, there's some funding. Let's go grab them. Yeah.
But it were beautiful to go there. I can remember being on a bike.
Yeah.
I had no helmet on, or actually going to the whatever shop it was. It was just like, it wasn't really a shop. It was just some geezer selling beers out of his living room. That's how I like it.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
And got some big chang, and I'm driving back with all these beers, like no helmet on, and there was army checkpoints, and I was like, oh shit. And they went to stop me. They're like fucking kitted up with AKs. I was like, oh dear. And I stopped and that, and I was like, how's it going?
Yeah.
All right. And they were like, told me to get off. So I was like, oh shit, man, what's going to happen here? And then went into like a sand bunker.
Yeah.
And they're all kitted up, and they were like, Wayne Rooney. And I'm like,
yeah, that's me.
Wayne Rooney. Yeah, that's it. Mate, we had photos. Like, I had like the helmet on or holding the gun, stuff like that. Had some photos. They were like, okay, bye-bye. Nice to meet you. I was like, it was great to meet you. That's fucking fantastic, that.
Wayne Rooney saved your life.
Yeah, man.
Thank him.
And it was untouched down there, because obviously when places, you know, become more touristy and you have like hotels, you know, it affects the surroundings, right?
Yeah.
Man, I visited this waterfall, and it was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I climb to the top. Not everybody went right to the top. When I got there, I was like, I'm going to the top.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got to do this. I was climbing like slippery rocks, you know, just had like my fucking trunks on. I looked like fucking Mowgli.
Yeah.
Up there, you know, up there. I had a joint, man, sat on top of this rock, smoked a joint. It was like a little pool with the water fountain coming down. I smoked this joint, and there were like butterflies, and they were all green. And I were in this water, and I was like, wow, this is fucking magical, man.
Yeah.
Love that. I like the raw. I mean, obviously with Thailand, Bangkok, you've got everything you need there. It's amazing. And Chiang Mai, a bit more quieter, you've got it. But I like the places where people don't go.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
I love that more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cambodia, like it.
Yeah.
Nice vibe there, very chill.
I agree.
I think there's kind of like, I don't know if it's me being, you know, like too deep or like empathy, but there's kind of like a sorrow in the environment, because it wasn't too long ago when they had all the, you know, can we talk about this?
Yes,
the
we
Pol
can.
Pots.
Yeah.
So they've got like that. It's like a little bit of a sadness still like running through the land, and then when you meet the people, they're so nice, brilliant, nice people, and you just fall in love with that place. I went to is it Phnom Penh?
Yes.
Did comedy there.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to what are they, comedy
in Cambodia.
Comedy in Cambodia. Shout out to them boys.
Yeah.
Making it happen. If you catch yourself in Cambodia, you should go there. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love that place. Cambodia. Where else? I've been to Malaysia. Had a bit of a bad experience in Malaysia. KL. I got my passport stolen. When I was living in Thailand at the time, I'd actually gone to do a visa run.
Yeah.
And then I had no passport.
Damn.
And at that time, around Christmas time as well.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Kirk.
Wow.
So that was an interesting situation.
Yeah.
But needs must have. Where else have I been? I've been to Bali.
Okay.
Loved it there.
Yeah.
I like the Hindu religion there. I didn't really know much about Hindu religion.
Right.
Especially living in Thailand, you know, Buddhism.
Right.
It were interesting to be around a different culture. That were interesting. That's it for like Southeast Asia. I've been in places in Europe as well. Actually, 3 years ago, last time I visited England, I actually went to Edinburgh, Scotland for the first time.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, been to all these places around here. And I used to think, I've never been to Ireland, never been to Scotland. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Wales, but no one really cares about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're interesting to go to Edinburgh, man.
Cool. I want to go there. I used to work at a bar called Edinburgh Castle.
Oh, yeah.
But I called it Edinburgh.
Yeah, right.
Because that's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
I don't know. Edinburgh. I guess borough, whatever. But yeah. It's a nice little dive bar in San Francisco.
Yeah, man, this is I like we were talking about that, the raw. In England, I love a dirty pub.
Yeah.
Give me them mucky, dirty pubs any day. I want a dirty pint.
Yeah.
I want my feet to stick to the floor.
Yeah.
You know, because the carpet's been there for centuries.
Yeah.
You know, the smell of cheap perfume and disinfectant coming from the toilet.
You'd love this bar. Your feet stick to the floor.
Yeah, man.
It smells like the wood has absorbed so much beer.
Yeah.
Like no matter how much you clean this bar, every time you walk into it, especially like when they first open and the air conditioning has or whatever, the air has it's been shut up, closed up all night, and you open it, it's just like woo,
Yeah,
boom, hits you in the face. Yeah, this bar. But the fucking, they closed it because all the good stuff is going away in San Francisco. Sucks.
It smells like desperation.
Yeah, it was.
I love that though. Yeah, same in England. Like people just struggling to keep these types of bars open.
Yep.
You know, some keep going, but it's rough. You know, I think sometimes, you know, it looks like people are just like hanging on for dear life. They're not letting it go. You know, it's difficult. They're not making much money, but just like an old landlady, just like, nah, you'll never keep me out of here.
Yeah.
Don't know why I did a Scottish accent.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great. We should have did more faces. Kirk makes the best
physical.
Physical
Let's
comedy.
get physical.
Is that Paula Abdul?
I'm not sure who sings that.
I think it is.
80s or?
It's Paula Abdul. I'm gonna say Paula Abdul.
Bring it out.
All right, so that's everything. Let's do one more. This is, I like to call, I do this, it's called the bonus round, or I had another name, I forgot it. Shit, this time it's called the bonus round, okay?
Ding, ding.
These are, give you two questions, two things you could choose from.
Okay.
You could elaborate if you want, or you could just choose either one.
Okay, so I have to
Yeah.
choose out of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And up to you to elaborate or just,
Why I chose that one.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, up to you. And the rain stopped. No, it's still going.
What's the first one, brown or pink?
No. Football or soccer?
Come on. Definitely football. That's what it was named at when it was created. So it's definitely football all the way. I don't even need to explain that one. Dead ringer, football.
I thought he might choose that one. Good. Next one. English food or Vietnamese food?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I like Vietnamese food for all its Vietnamese, Vietnamesism, if that's
Yeah.
even a word,
Yeah.
and English food for all its Englishness.
Yeah.
I would say I'd have to go English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though we have the most blandest food ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, that's the home cooked
Yeah.
pride.
Yeah.
I love Vietnamese food, by the way,
Yeah.
but I'd have to stick with, and I miss some of these, you know, maybe some decent bacon, a bacon sandwich with brown sauce, a nice pie,
Yeah.
steak pie, sausage roll.
Yeah.
I'm starving now,
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Nice.
But
Okay.
you can get it in Saigon, never be put off.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
especially Saigon, I've tried the most delicious food here from all different countries. And the best thing is, you can get it delivered to your door,
Yeah.
and it's cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. They got a bunch of British restaurants here. What would you call it? British?
Yeah,
English?
Yeah, I mean,
English?
we have to make sure everyone's included.
Okay.
You know, we don't want to leave the Scots out,
Right.
or the Welsh, or
Right.
Northern Ireland.
Right.
You've got to say Brit. I mean, I would always, you know, if someone said, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, England."
Yeah.
But actually, here they use
Yeah.
UK
Yeah. Yeah.
or Britain.
Yeah.
Usually UK,
Yeah.
United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So if sometimes, well, where are you from? I'd be like, England. Like, where?
Yeah.
You know, that small island in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
constantly being invaded.
Yeah.
You know?
Or
So, yeah.
invading. Or invading. Okay, good. So you went with the hometown favorite. Yeah, comfort food, you know. We all like our own brand, right? All right, next one. Tea or coffee?
Ooh. Now, my taste buds, I'd have to say coffee.
Okay.
I don't actually drink that much English tea
Yeah.
in Vietnam.
Yeah.
It tastes different.
Yeah.
If I go back home,
Yeah.
oh man, I mean, as soon as you visit someone's house, they'll
Yeah.
switch the kettle on.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
So cool.
and it's kind of like, it's to solve. If you've got a problem, shall we have a cup of tea?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like totally, you
Yeah.
know, oh man, I broke my leg. I'll put kettle on.
Yeah.
It's like, hey.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but I don't know if it. I was thinking about this. I don't know if it's like, especially up north. I don't know if the water feels more thin. Now
Yeah.
I could be mental saying this,
Yeah.
but it just tastes different. Like tea in England tastes more filtered
Yeah.
than when I make it here. Don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the milk as well that you're using. Like
Yeah.
a bit of sugar in my tea as well.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Here, I'd say coffee.
Okay.
Definitely coffee.
Yeah. Back home tea. Okay. All right. Sex on the beach or Mai Tai?
Ooh. Well, we had a couple of Mai Tais,
Yeah.
Muay Thais. What were they?
Muay Thai. is
Muay
probably-
Thais or Sex on the Beach. I mean, Sex on the Beach is a classic.
Yeah.
So I'd go with overall.
Yeah.
I'd go with definitely Sex on the Beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that little bit of a tang to it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm always up for it. I'm
Yeah.
always up for sex on the beach.
Yeah. Can't beat it.
You don't have to ask me twice.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Fortune or fame?
Ooh, that's it's quite contradictive though, because like fortune, but with fame, do you not get fortune? Took it apart there.
It depends. You could be famous for like killing people.
Intriguing. Famous for or fortune? I'd like to say I'll go with fame, and I'll use fame because I want to be remembered.
Yeah.
I'd
yeah.
like to. I'd like to go down in history.
Yeah.
I believe like you should leave footprints.
Yes.
I mean, if one day,
Yeah.
especially in Brighouse, if anyone's watching, if you want to make like a statue,
Yeah.
something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously joking, but
Yeah.
kind of like be remembered for good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And just, or maybe just in like a place in people's hearts, or, and like I say, you know, always, I want to just leave, like, I'd love to leave a legacy
Yeah.
behind and be remembered. Fortune, that's all gonna go.
Yeah.
It's true what they say, right?
Good point. Good
None of your
point.
fortune, you, when you leave this land,
Right.
leave this world, like all your fortune's gonna maybe go to your next of kin, or you might give it to charity, or
Yeah.
all the clothes, the TV and everything, it's just gonna perish.
Yeah.
But your reputation, that could, you know, live on.
Good point.
So I'd say fame, but in the way that for something
Yeah.
I want to be remembered.
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful ending. Kirk Ramsden, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, man.
We'll see you at Hotbox
Hotboxing it up.
Friday night. I'll put his links in the description so you can follow him.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Beep.